Imagine a king sitting on his throne. He makes a decision. Does he turn to his guards and explain why he made that decision? Does he beg for their understanding? Does he ask for their permission? No, he acts, and the world adjusts to his action. Now look at yourself. You make a choice, and immediately you look around. You apologize, you justify, you over-explain, you beg people to understand you. By doing this, you are not being polite. You are signaling to the world that you are not the king of your own life. You are signaling submission. If you are constantly explaining yourself, you are a slave to other people's opinions. Welcome to Eternal Echoes. Today, we are going to break the chains of validation. We are going to teach you the Stoic Art of Autonomy. You will learn why you must stop explaining yourself to people who do not matter and how to reclaim your power through silence. The psychology of weakness. Why do we do it? Why do we feel the need to explain every single move we make? I can't come to the party because I have work. I bought this car because it was on sale. I am single because I am focusing on myself. Stop. Just stop. Psychologically, over-explaining is a trauma response. It comes from a childhood where you felt you had to earn love. You learned that your needs were not enough. You had to have a good reason to exist. But you are an adult now. When you over-explain, you are subconsciously saying, "Please agree with me so I can feel okay about my decision." You are handing your self-esteem to the other person. If they agree, you feel safe. If they frown, you feel anxious. This is the definition of weakness. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." He meant that you must be okay with being misunderstood. The need to be understood by everyone is a prison. Rule 1. Your life, your rules. The first rule of becoming unshakable is realizing that you owe no one an explanation for your core values. Do you want to wake up at 4 a.m.? Do it. You don't need to explain why. Do you want to quit your job and start a business? Do it. Do you want to cut off toxic family members? Do it. Society loves to demand reasons. They ask, why? Not because they care, but because they want to judge you. They want to see if your reason fits into their limited worldview. When you start saying no without an explanation, you terrify them. Try it. Next time someone asks you to do something you don't want to do, just say, "No, I can't." And then, silence. Do not add because. Do not add, "I am sorry, but..." Just, no. The silence that follows is where your power lives. It forces them to respect your boundary. It shows that your no is not a negotiation. It is a decision. Rule 2. The power of mystery. Let's talk about dark psychology and attraction. People are attracted to what they cannot fully understand. When you explain everything about yourself, you become boring. You become predictable. You become an open book that no one wants to read. But when you keep your motives hidden, you become mysterious. Why is he so calm? Why is he working so hard? What is his plan? When people don't know your next move, they respect you more. They fear you a little. And in the world of business and power, respect and fear are currencies. Marcus Aurelius, the emperor, did not gossip about his plans. He executed them. Stop leaking your energy. Every time you explain your dream to a small-minded person, you lose a piece of that dream. You invite their doubt into your mind. Build in silence. Let your results be the only explanation you ever give. Rule 3. Handling misunderstanding. This is the hardest part. You must get comfortable with being the villain in someone else's story. When you stop explaining yourself, people will create their own narratives. They will say you are arrogant. They will say you changed. They will say, "You are cold." Let them. Seneca said, "It is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." If someone is determined to misunderstand you, no amount of explanation will change their mind. In fact, the more you explain, the more they will twist your words. There is a supreme freedom in letting people be wrong about you. Imagine you are walking down the street and a dog barks at you. Do you stop and explain to the dog that you are a good person? No. You keep walking. Treat the judgments of ignorant people like the barking of a dog. It is just noise. It has nothing to do with your reality. Rule 4. Conserve your mental energy. Explaining is exhausting. It drains your mental battery. Every time you try to justify your life choices to a skeptical friend or a judgmental parent, you are wasting units of energy that could be used to build your empire. You have limited energy in a day. Why spend 20% of it trying to convince someone who doesn't matter? The Stoics believed in the economy of the mind. They only invested energy where they could get a return. Explaining yourself to fools is a bad investment. The moment you catch yourself typing a long paragraph to defend yourself in a comment section or arguing with a coworker about your lifestyle, stop. Delete the draft. Walk away. Use that energy to work out. Use it to read. Use it to create. Your success will silence them faster than your words ever could. Rule 5. The only person you must explain to. Does this mean you are accountable to no one? No. There is one person you must explain yourself to every single day. That person is the man in the mirror. You must have high standards for yourself. You must be able to look yourself in the eye and say, "I did the right thing." If your conscience is clear, the rest of the world can scream, and it won't matter. But if you are acting out of ego, or malice, or laziness, then you should feel guilty. Not because others judge you, but because you have violated your own character. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." When you live with integrity, you don't need to explain. Your character speaks for itself. Your actions are your testimony. Rule 6. High-value communication. Let's talk about how high-value people communicate. They use fewer words. When you over-explain, you dilute your message. You sound unsure. Think about the leaders you admire. They speak clearly. They speak concisely. They state the fact, and they move on. Brevity is the soul of command. Start practicing this today. Instead of saying, "I am really sorry I am late. The traffic was terrible and my alarm didn't go off," and say, "I apologize for being late. Let's begin." See the difference? The first one sounds like a child making excuses. The second one sounds like a professional taking responsibility. Stop giving excuses disguised as explanations. Own your reality. Conclusion: the unapologetic life. It is time to take your power back. The next time you feel that urge to justify your existence, catch yourself. Remember that you are an autonomous human being. You are here to live your life, not to perform for an audience. You do not need permission to be happy. You do not need permission to be successful. And you certainly do not need permission to be yourself. Cut the strings. Step off the stage and start living on your own terms. If you are ready to live without apologies, make a vow right now. Write in the comments, "I owe no explanations." This is Eternal Echoes. We build the strong. Subscribe and let your silence roar.